Good afternoon, hi everybody. Welcome to OG Red Dog. I am your host, Devin Lockett. How are you? It's kind of a somber day. Today is 9/11. So today is the 11th of September. So we're remembering the tragedy that occurred in 2001. And was it? Yeah, 2001, something like that. It's quite a few years ago. And of course, rest in peace to Charlie Kirk, who was tragically assassinated yesterday in Utah. It was very tragic. I usually don't talk about politics, and I usually stay away from politics, political topics, but today is going to be an exception. Today we're going to talk about politics a little bit. Because we are in a politically tumultuous time. There's a lot of speculation that the Charlie Kirk incident was a setup. It seemed like two of the gentlemen that were standing behind him right before the shots rang out looked like they were giving some type of a hand signals or hand gestures or something. And so it seemed like it was kind of a coordinated effort. It's very sad. It's very sad. It's very tragic. I didn't necessarily agree with everything that Charlie Kirk had to say, honestly. But the man had a family. He had 2 young children, a beautiful wife, and no one deserves to be killed unalived. I don't even know why people can't say the real word on YouTube anymore, but no one deserves for that to happen to them because of their political beliefs. I just don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think we're better than that in America, and we have a responsibility to be better than that. Our society has been altered, especially during the Biden administration, and the scales have gotten tipped with regard to how many people are here that were born here, and generations of people here, and how many people have come recently. And that's a significant thing. I'm not a xenophobe. I'm not the kind of person that is unwelcoming to strangers. I've traveled around the world a lot in my life. I've been a guest in many countries. I lived in Spain for 4 years, and I enjoyed every minute of it. I've filled 2 passports completely. I mean, the front, back covers, everything, to the point where several people have told me, don't travel anymore until you get a new passport. I've actually filled 2 passports. So I understand how to be culturally sensitive. And I understand how to be a guest and how to recognize our similarities as people and focus on our similarities more than our differences. I tend to be that kind of a person in general anyway. The Black American experience here in the United States has been shaped by centuries of struggle against slavery, segregation, and systemic racism. Despite measurable progress in civil rights, Black Americans continue to face structural iniquities and persistent stigmatization. An often overlooked dimension of this struggle is in the attitudes of the new immigrant communities who arrive in the United States, carrying preconceived notions of Black inferiority, many of which are absorbed through American media before ever setting foot on U.S. soil. This phenomenon compounds the indignities that Black Americans face, introducing a layer of intergroup tension that complicates both the political and sociological landscape of racial justice. Right now, there is a big movement of differentiation happening in the FBA community, Foundational Black American community. I think it's good that the FBA community is recognizing our shared lineage and our shared culture. And I believe it's time for all Americans, especially those of us who have been here quite a while, whose families have been here. On my father's side, my family's been here since 1660. I'm a qualifier for the Jamestown Society. Jamestown was the very first colony, the first British colony in the Americas. And my family, the Lockett family, Thomas Lockett, were citizens of Jamestown. And that's a lot of history. On my mother's side, I'm a Barnes, of the Barnes Libourne family, and we are descendants of Jacques Antoine Libourne, who arrived in New France, or Louisiana, in 1731. So both sides of my family have been in America since way before 1776. We have formed a culture here in the United States, and it's not what you see on television. It's not what many people, especially people overseas, see about life in the United States on television. And they form their preconceived notions and preconceived attitudes based on what they see on TV. And sometimes it's really not good. It's never good, actually. It's a transmission of racist paradigms. Oh, wow. The county. Hold, please. Biomed RX, this is Devin.
Hello, may I speak with Devin?
This is Devin.
Hi, Devin. This is Jeanette. I'm calling from the San Bernardino County Register of Voters Office.
Oh, hi.
It appears that you have not completed your basic class.
Yes.
Worker training class. Would you like to reschedule for another one?
Perhaps. It's not a good time right now, but if you can send me an email, I'll try to pick another date and time.
Okay. I will go ahead and make a note on that. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Anyway, for over a century, American film, television, and later globalized entertainment media have served as cultural exports that shape international perceptions of the United States. Hollywood's long history of portraying black people as criminals, entertainers, sidekicks, or social burdens has reinforced stereotypes that extend far beyond American borders. In many countries, particularly where direct contact with the black population is limited, media images become the primary reference point for understanding African Americans. Immigrants from Africa, the Caribbean, Asia, and the Middle East and Latin America often arrive with those images deeply ingrained, viewing black Americans through a distorted lens shaped by stereotypes of violence, laziness, or lack of ambition. Many people come here with the idea in their head that they're going to measure their success by rising above or stepping on the necks of the black community. Here in California, we find that prevalent in the Asian community more than anywhere else, especially the Koreans, right? The Koreans have built their Koreatown here in Los Angeles in a very parasitical way off the backs of the black community. And although the Asian cultures often import a lot of really negative cultural influences. I mean, sex trafficking, child abuse, sex abuse, is you name it. But a lot of times members of these communities like to cooperate so that they can hide this, right? They want to drag that filth into our culture and then try to sweep it under the rug and pretend like it's not there, right? It's terrible, but it does exist. And it's really unfortunate when these members of these communities infiltrate our institutions like law enforcement and government and the court systems, because they drag their, for lack of a better term, inferior culture with them. You see, a lot of people aren't really cultural relativist. I'm not a cultural relativist. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to be riding on the small world ride and in Disneyland and see everything through a Pollyannish lens, right? I don't see things through rose-colored glasses. Like I said before, I have traveled the world, and I am a world traveler. And to be completely frank with you, all cultures are not equal, right? And they're especially not equal to American culture. There, I said it. Once in the United States, many immigrant groups find themselves navigating a racial hierarchy historically defined by white supremacy. To secure social mobility and economic stability, some immigrants adopt prevailing racist attitudes as a means of distancing themselves from black Americans. This strategic assimilation can manifest in derogatory language, hiring discrimination within immigrant-owned businesses, or eagerness to claim alignment with whiteness while rejecting solidarity with black struggles. In effect, the absorption of anti-black racism from media becomes weaponized in the immigrants' pursuit of respectability and belonging, leaving black Americans to confront indignities not only from the dominant white majority, but also from communities that themselves face prejudice and exclusion. I call that audacity, but it's true, and it happens all too often. The political fallout from this dynamic is significant. Black Americans have long championed civil rights struggles that paved the way for broader immigration reforms, such as the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965. That was the year I was born. Yet, instead of forming natural alliances, tensions often arise when immigrants fail to acknowledge this historical debt and instead perpetuate stereotypes. In other words, they wouldn't even be here were it not for our civil rights struggle. And this is the fact. In electoral politics, these frictions can fragment coalitions that might otherwise unite against systemic inequalities, weakening the collective capacity to challenge white supremacy. Furthermore, when immigrants buy into the narrative of black cultural deficiency, they inadvertently reinforce the very structures of inequality that marginalize them as well. Black Americans and white Americans are common than people would like to believe. They actually have more in common than they have than there are different than there are differences. And this is a pill that's hard for a lot of people on both sides of the aisle to swallow. We don't eat dogs, for example. I mean, there are a lot of examples of how we are very culturally aligned, and we do eat cows. Okay, we do eat beef, but we don't eat canines. At the everyday level, these dynamics produce indignities that cut deeply into the social fabric of black American life. In workplaces, schools, and neighborhoods, black Americans may encounter immigrant peers who treat them as inherently less competent or less trustworthy. In consumer settings, immigrant shopkeepers sometimes engage in heightened surveillance of black patrons, reflecting both imported prejudices and their own desire to align with white consumer norms. Such prejudices deny black Americans the dignity of equal treatment, reducing them to caricatures that immigrants learn from screens thousands of miles away. This is the insult. These repeated affronts compound existing wounds inflicted by systemic racism, reinforcing a sense of alienation in a nation where belonging is already tenuous. The tragedy of this situation is in its unnecessary perpetuation of division among groups who might otherwise find common cause. Both immigrants and black Americans confronted with legacies of colonialism, displacement, and systemic inequality recognizing that anti-black racism is not an intrinsic truth, but a constructed ideology disseminated globally through the media and institutional practices is a necessary step toward dismantling these imported prejudices. Sociological awareness programs, cross cultural dialogues, and intentional coalition building could serve as remedies to these rifts, helping immigrant communities understand the lived reality of black Americans beyond the screen. The indignation suffered by black Americans from immigrants who adopt toxic racist paradigms illustrate the far-reaching power of media to shape global perceptions and the insidious persistence of anti-blackness in the U.S. racial order. What should be natural opportunities for solidarity become instead moments of estrangement and insult, deepening the isolation of black communities. To move forward, both immigrants and black Americans must confront the ways racism travels, mutates, and embeds itself in the social structures of belonging. Only through acknowledgement can we achieve resistance to these imported prejudices, and that can and there can be a genuine foundation for justice and mutual respect. But you see, I think in many ways we've kind of gone beyond that already, because I've witnessed the changing population demographics, right? And at the time when, in the 1970s, for example, the band WAR, WAR, was very popular right here in the Los Angeles area, and WAR as a group was made up of black and Mexican, Chicano members. And a lot of the music, like Why Can't We Be Friends and Lowrider, a lot of the music of the time reflected a unity. There was what we call a black-brown coalition, but it wasn't called that. It wasn't formalized. But being that we shared the same ghettos, the same neighborhoods, and a lot of times the same oppression and poverty and difficulty with the police and discrimination, there was a lot more cohesion between our communities. As the numbers shifted, the fluidity of the definition of what is called whiteness starts to kick into play. Now, we actually have a lot of Asians that consider themselves white in America. I don't know, go figure. Also, many Latinos, right? Many Latinos are, they're trying to, jump over into the white zone of American life. And, I think the real trick is dismantling of racism altogether. It's not really being on the right side of the racist game. It's fighting to make our society one that is free of this type of hatred and this type of division and racism. We're trying to improve America. We have a culture that has had problems of its own, and we have been working through that over many, many years. And now the population has been altered. It's been inundated with a lot of influence from outside of the country. And it's important for people to understand the line that we were already on when it comes to social evolution within our country, right? The United States is often portrayed as a land of opportunity, right? It attracts millions of immigrants seeking better lives. However, the sociological and political dynamics between immigrants and black Americans can be fraught with tension, particularly when immigrants arrive with preconceived notions shaped by American media in their home countries. I think now it's a matter of population demographics. These media portrayals steeped in toxic racist paradigms often depict black Americans in stereotypically derogatory ways, leading some immigrants to internalize a sense of superiority over black Americans. Now, Uh, we're going to explore the sociological and political indignation suffered by Black Americans as a result of these dynamics, examining the role of media in shaping immigrant perceptions, social consequences for Black communities, and the broader political implications. Now, I'm not going to only label it to the media because I personally don't watch television. I'm not an absorber of television. I may get uh, clips from the news. I may get clips when from X or anywhere really, from Facebook or YouTube, or I may get clips of the news, but I'm not a person. I don't have television. I don't sit down and make sure that I'm home for a particular show at a particular time or anything like that. But separate and apart from the media influence, we have to understand that all cultures are not equal. All cultures are not equal to the United States, for sure, to American culture. American culture has its problems and has had its problems, but we don't need it to become any worse. We don't need the importation of a lot of the nastiness that's going on as a result of you know the damage that was deliberately done to our country by the Biden administration, and we're fighting through it. We're fighting through it. All I can say is remain calm, remain peaceful. This is a terrible, terrible thing that happened to Charlie Kirk yesterday. My prayers go out to his wife and to his children. It's very sad that those kids have to grow up without their father. No matter how you feel about a person's political stance, you should never celebrate their death. You should never celebrate their unaliving, especially at 31 years old. It's such a young age. That's something that should never be celebrated. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. It's very sad. And I don't want to see us going into a period of political violence in the United States. I don't think that that's something that we really want. And I don't think that that's something that's needed right now. But this is still the Great Awakening. And I believe that a large part of our world, a large part of our society is waking up to the realities of tyranny that we've been living under for quite a while. So anyway, that having been said, there you go. We're gonna move on. Okay, I'm gonna probably get out here and do some running or something like that. Maybe do some more training. I just wanted to chop a little game with you guys. It's 9/11. Yes, it's September the 11th. Thoughts and prayers go out to all of the families of all of the people who were affected by that great tragedy in Manhattan and New York so many years ago. And like I said, hearts and prayers go out to the Kirk family, to Charlie Kirk and his family. It's very tragic thing that has happened. Sorry I can't keep this on a lighter note. It's a very serious news day, and that's just what it is, right? That's just the way it is. Try to be more sensitive. Try to be more loving. Try to be more kind. And when you recognize that someone has been disaffected and they may be out there disaffecting others, have a little patience with them, and but be persistent and show them what we are as Americans. Show them, right? Show them how to be better. Okay. So once again, I want everyone to stay kind, because you know that kind is the new sexy. Kind is not only the new sexy, kind is the only sexy. Stay blessed and stay healthy. go to the App Store and download Labor Dia, right? If you're a day laborer, download Labor Dia. Or if you're a contractor, right? Download the Labor Dia app, okay? Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Imagine a world where finding your next job is as easy as opening an app on your phone. Labor Dia is here to make that vision a reality, connecting hard-working day laborers like you with construction contractors who need reliable workers. Whether you're looking for work today or planning ahead for tomorrow, Labor Dia gives you the tools to take control of your schedule and secure steady opportunities. With Labor Dia, there's no more waiting at street corners or relying on word of mouth. Instead, you'll have instant access to job opportunities right in your area. Contractors post the location of their job sites along with the rate they're offering, and you can RSVP to the jobs that fit your skills and schedule. The app's GPS integration ensures you can easily find the job site, so you'll always know exactly where to go. One of the best parts of Labor Dia is its commitment to fairness and transparency. All job postings clearly display the pay rate, so you know upfront what you're earning. The app's built-in payment system, integrated with PayPal and Zelle, makes getting paid simple and secure. No more waiting for checks or dealing with cash. Your money goes directly into your account. Labor Dia also empowers you to build your reputation as a skilled and dependable worker. Contractors can rate your performance, helping you stand out and get chosen for more jobs. But it doesn't stop there. You can also rate contractors, ensuring they provide a safe and fair working environment. This mutual rating system helps create trust and accountability on both sides, making Labor Dia a community where quality work is rewarded. Beyond connecting you with jobs, Labor Dia is designed to support you in your career. Use the app to keep track of your work history and payments, making it easier to manage your finances and plan your future. And because Labor Dia is accessible on your smartphone, you can find and secure jobs anytime, anywhere, right from the palm of your hand. Labor Dia is more than just an app. It's your partner in success. We understand the challenges day laborers face, and we're here to make your work life easier, more predictable, and more rewarding. Join Labor Dia today and take the first step toward a brighter, more secure future. The opportunities are out there, and with Labor Dia, they're right at your fingertips.
All right. Yeah, let's do a little cheer for that. So download the Labor Dia app. Okay, this is the logo you're going to find when you download it, when you go to the App Store or the Google Play Store. Okay, and this is not only for day laborers, it's also for contractors. It's an app that helps contractors locate day laborers, right? But I think there's a better way to explain that to you.
In the dynamic world of construction, where timelines are tight and projects demand agility, having reliable and efficient labor at your disposal is critical. Enter Labor Dia, the ultimate app for streamlining your workforce needs. This innovative platform revolutionizes the way contractors connect with skilled day laborers, saving time, reducing hassle, and enhancing productivity on your construction sites. Labor Dia empowers contractors by putting the control in their hands. With just a few taps, you can post the location of your construction site along with the rate you're offering for day labor. Laborers in your area will immediately see your job posting, complete with GPS indicators for easy navigation. This means no more waiting for days to find reliable workers. Labor Dia ensures you're matched with laborers who are ready and eager to work, whether that's right now or at the crack of dawn tomorrow. What sets Labor Dia apart is its seamless integration of technology to simplify your operations. The app's payment system, featuring PayPal and Zelle, eliminates the need for cumbersome cash transactions. Pay your workers directly and securely through the app, saving time and ensuring transparency. Plus, with Labor Dia's mutual rating system, you can build a network of trusted laborers. rate workers based on their punctuality, skills, and professionalism, and gain valuable insights from laborers who rate your job postings and site conditions. This feedback loop fosters accountability and trust on both sides, creating a stronger and more reliable workforce ecosystem. Safety and compliance are at the forefront of LaborDia's design. By offering tools for verifying worker profiles and guidance on labor laws, the app helps you maintain legal and ethical standards on every project. Additionally, features like geofencing ensure precise location tracking, so you know your team is where they need to be, when they need to be there. LaborDia doesn't just make your job easier, it helps you run your business smarter. Use the app to track payment history, analyze labor costs, and optimize your hiring strategy based on real-time demand insights. Whether you're managing a small renovation or overseeing a large-scale development, LaborDia provides the flexibility to scale your workforce up or down with ease. In today's competitive construction industry, staying ahead means embracing tools that simplify and enhance your operations. LaborDia is not just an app, it's a strategic partner that empowers you to focus on what you do best: building. Don't let labor shortages or inefficiencies slow you down. Join LaborDia today and experience a smarter, faster, and more reliable way to manage your workforce. With LaborDia, the future of construction staffing is in your hands.
Yes. Here's another one right there. Y para los que hablan el español, no te hemos olvidado, ¿ok? LaborDia.
Imagina un mundo donde encontrar tu próximo trabajo sea tan fácil como abrir una aplicación en tu teléfono. LaborDia está aquí para hacer esa visión una realidad, conectando a trabajadores jornaleros como tú con contratistas de construcción que necesitan empleados confiables. Ya sea que estés buscando trabajo hoy o planeando para mañana, LaborDia te da las herramientas para tomar el control de tu horario y asegurar oportunidades constantes. Con LaborDia, no tienes que esperar más en esquinas o depender de recomendaciones de boca en boca. En su lugar, tendrás acceso instantáneo a oportunidades de trabajo en tu área. Los contratistas publican la ubicación de sus sitios de trabajo junto con la tarifa que ofrecen, y puedes confirmar tu asistencia a los trabajos que se ajusten a tus habilidades y horario. La integración GPS de la aplicación asegura que puedas encontrar el lugar de trabajo fácilmente, para que siempre sepas exactamente dónde ir. Una de las mejores cosas de LaborDia es su compromiso con la equidad y la transparencia. Todas las ofertas de trabajo muestran claramente la tarifa de pago, para que sepas desde el principio cuánto ganarás. El sistema de pago integrado en la aplicación, compatible con PayPal y Zelle, hace que recibir tu dinero sea simple y seguro. Olvídate de esperar cheques o de lidiar con efectivo. Tu dinero va directamente a tu cuenta. LaborDia también te da la oportunidad de construir tu reputación como un trabajador hábil y confiable. Los contratistas pueden calificar tu desempeño, ayudándote a destacar y a ser seleccionado para más trabajos. Pero no solo eso. Tú también puedes calificar a los contratistas, asegurándote de que proporcionen un entorno de trabajo seguro y justo. Este sistema de calificaciones mutuas ayuda a crear confianza y responsabilidad en ambos lados, haciendo de LaborDia una comunidad donde se recompensa el trabajo de calidad. Más allá de conectarte con trabajos, LaborDia está diseñado para apoyarte en tu carrera. Usa la aplicación para llevar un registro de tu historial laboral y tus pagos, lo que facilita manejar tus finanzas y planificar tu futuro. Y porque LaborDia está disponible en tu teléfono inteligente, puedes encontrar y asegurar trabajos en cualquier momento y en cualquier lugar, directamente desde la palma de tu mano. LaborDia es más que una aplicación, es tu aliado para el éxito. Entendemos los desafíos que enfrentan los jornaleros y estamos aquí para hacer que tu vida laboral sea más fácil, predecible y gratificante. Únete a LaborDia hoy y da el primer paso hacia un futuro más brillante y seguro. Las oportunidades están allí afuera y con Labor Día están al alcance de tu mano.
Wow, here we go. Here we go. All right, you guys know what time it is. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna head out and have some fun in the sun now. Like I said, I want everybody to stay kind, because you know that kind is not only the new sexy, kind is the only damn sexy. Stay blessed, and bless others. Right? Pray for the family of Charlie Kirk, and pray for America. Pray for all of us, because I don't want to see us go into an era of political violence. Nobody should be attacked in any violent way at all because of their political beliefs. I personally didn't agree with Charlie Kirk on many issues, honestly, but he's not an enemy. He was not an enemy. He was an American, and no one should take that type of action against anyone, regardless of how they feel about their political stance or stances. Anyway, have a wonderful day, right? And I'll see you guys later on. I'll probably go live later on this evening.